Mary Kay Cabot tweets this out. Both Clowney and Myles Garrett questionable for the Falcons game. Haven't been ruled out yet. Taven Bryant has been ruled out, as is Joe Haeg. Those two have been ruled out. Also, JOK, David Njoku, both practicing, leading you to believe they will be available. Let's welcome in Jeff Lloyd from the Locked On Browns podcast. Jeff, the defense is banged up. Potentially 3 of the starting 4 D linemen out of there. What do you make of all the changes?
Well, I mean, first things, you can talk about a team that might be down 5 starters on defense. You count Anthony Walker into this mix, he won't be there. I think Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, it's probably going to be a game-time decision. And maybe in years past, the Browns wouldn't have played him. But in a situation like this, when you're down so many guys, this might be a spot where maybe you're going to ask and see what JOK can do for you. It's certainly not the best situation for Cleveland right now. I think everybody kind of believed, once we got the news on Monday with Myles Garrett, that it would probably be, almost ridiculous to believe he would be a player this Sunday. You were hoping maybe you'd hear something where Jadeveon Clowney was doing something in practice. To this point, no, with the ankle. Sunday, it'll be 2 weeks since he had injured that ankle against the New York Jets. So, certainly a tough blow there. You're in the possibility where you're starting maybe 2 rookies or a veteran, but there's going to be a lot of young guys in that rotation. It's going to be Alex Wright. It is going to be Isaiah Thomas, Isaac Rochelle in that mix. If neither can go, Curtis Weaver, who's only been back in town for about a day or so, but is familiar with this defense, is familiar with this scheme. I'm assuming he'd be elevated off the practice squad to be the 4th defensive end on Sunday. Then you get to the inside. Taven Bryant, losing Taven Bryant. Look, at this point, I don't think anybody in that defensive tackle room has really set the world on fire. And in a perfect world, I'd rather see some of the young guys in Perion Winfrey and Tommy Togiai, as now with Taven Bryant in his 5th season. He's a marginal player within this league, so I'd rather see the young guys get the opportunity. And especially with the fact that you can pair something up here, with Togiai, with Jordan Elliott, the weight of the two of them. I mean, you're talking about almost 650 pounds of human being in the middle here, trying to clog up the middle for a solid run game the Falcons have with Cordarrelle Patterson. It's just, they're going to have to adapt. There's going to be some differences this week. I'm sure there's some things Joe Woods we're going to see Sunday we haven't seen yet to this point this season, because, when you're on the ropes a little bit, the best thing to do is to make sure the opponent you're going against is basically going to see something for the first time. So at least they're on their heels a little bit.
What would you expect? What would you expect the defense to look like from Joe Woods? If you were, and again, I know it's purely a guess, but if you're guessing.
I think for me, Joe Woods has talked about the affinity of being able to play multiple safeties, playing 3 safeties. One positional group right now where everybody kind of is healthy is the safety position. It's kind of a luxury. Browns have a player like Ronnie Harrison you can turn to in a situation like this. I think there's times where maybe instead of having the will linebacker on the field for if it's not JOK, and we'll still see on that front, you're going to use Ronnie Harrison. You want to get longer, faster guys on the field. Ronnie Harrison can do that. I like Sione Takitaki. I like what he brings. But with a team like Atlanta, there's a lot of athleticism, a lot of speed between Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and Cordarrelle Patterson in the backfield. And that's not to mention Marcus Mariota and his ability. So for a player like Sione Takitaki, this could maybe be a tougher matchup. So maybe you sub him out a little bit. And then you go with the linebacking unit of Jacob Phillips. You go with, of course, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, and then maybe you have Harrison playing that pseudo role where he can walk up to the line of scrimmage, chip the tight end, watch for what's coming out of the backfield, contribute in the run. I think you got to go a little more athletic, and this might have been part of the plan going against the Falcons, regardless with some of these injuries. A lot of big guys out there that can run for Atlanta. The Browns got to find a way to be able to match that.